Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends where you're watching from at this moment of the day. Really, it has ended. A long awaited day, a long awaited time, a long awaited news of the climax, the landmark of this presidential election, petition, tribunal, and Supreme Court, finally. So finally, it has, ended today. So, but I can say that yes, the PDP has tried, to fight, and the APC also has tried, to protest. So, however, my people, it has been now concluded, and the Supreme Court affirmed the victory, the favorable victory of President Muhammadu Buhari as the president of Nigeria. So, but I was listening to the opposition, and they were like, why is it that the Supreme Court, whom they have the last hope, as this now came up telling them that their petitions lack merit, and they didn't say reason. Instead, Tanko Muhammad finally told them that in due course that they are going to publish the reasons. That why didn't they immediately at the court tell them, yeah, look at the reasons why we nullify your petitions, or why we say that your petitions and the exhibits lack merit, and or didn't stand the test of disqualifying Muhammadu Buhari, or reconduct the election. So these were their arguments. But even from right from the origin, a lot of people that were able to get in touch with me, I told them that it is difficult, no matter how a president gets on that seat in Nigeria. It is so Herculean tax, so tedious and difficult for him to be unseated by the opposition. So it's very, very difficult. We shouldn't be counting on the Goodluck Jonathan, because Goodluck Jonathan is a very simple human being, and is an emotional person. He looked at what would have happened if he had insisted to do it the way we do it there. To insist completed his tenure, that something bad due to the desperation then would have happened. So he looked at it, visualize it, observe it, and say, no blood of Nigerian, what's my ambition? That my ambition, I quote him, my ambition does not what the blood of a Nigerian. He considered the blood of Nigerians, the life of Nigerians. He was so humane. He was so emotional, considerate. He said, oh, let it go. Vanity upon vanity, they are all vanity. And you see the man doing well today. They are appointing him this, there, this, that. Even he's an international figure, worldwide, global. So that is the benefit of what he did, because he wasn't desperate. So if he was desperate also, I am telling you, believe me, nobody would have taken him. In fact, nobody would have unseated him. But be as it may be, what has happened had happened. And President Muhammadu Buhari has been affirmed the president of Nigeria. And the opposition, we still wait to 2023. and they come up again to fight it again. So I'm using this medium to say, let there be peace. Let there be peace and let there be peace. And let Nigerians, or everybody in that geographical territory, whether Nigeria, whether Oduduwa, whether Biafran, be praying for God intervention. So I have a video, by the petition. Try and watch it and drop your comments.
This is a huge shock. Shock in the sense that we didn't believe that the desperation to affirm the election of President Muhammadu Buhari can get to this level. And if I borrow the words President Muhammadu Buhari used in 2007, this is ridiculous, this is a joke, this is shocking and devastating to the quest of Nigerian people to have a true deliberation and argument on this matter to help not just deepen our electoral process, but our rule of law. You all were here when we raised the concern with the method the president adopted in removing the former Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Walter Onage. We said it was for a day like this. And we made it very clear that the president knew from day one that he doesn't stand a chance of winning a free and fair election. He knew from day one that he was going to write the result of the election. And the first thing he did was to go after the judiciary to be able to impose his own Chief Justice of the Federation. And you are aware of the court order we had restraining him from even swearing Justice Tanko Muhammad. But he went ahead and did it. And we said it clearly that it was for a day like this. And all of you were here when we released a list of justices that were about to sit on this appeal. About 4 or 5 of them were sitting on that panel. We asked that he stick to the order of seniority, which is having the 7 most senior justices of the Supreme Court to sit on this appeal. And we said because they know that majority of the people on that order of seniority will not be part of an abracadabra. What did we get in return? The Supreme Court attacked us back, calling us all sorts of names, instead of assuring Nigeria that this place will continue to be the last hope of the common man. And all of you were here when we raised the alarm that we filed a petition for almost for 2-3 weeks. They have not set up the panel to hear our case. You are aware of the alarm we raised a few days ago that we have 14 days to the expiration of our case. And when are they going to have the time to judiciously look at our case? They rushed that same day and said that the matter will be heard on Wednesday. So that on Wednesday, Nigerian people will see the members of the panel. Because they even know that on the issue of composition of the panel, it will be an issue of national contention. And then what did they do? As Nigerian people were still sleeping, they have not even gotten up from the sleep. They have not even seen the members of the panel. Not only they say they have had the matter, but they have arrived at a judgment in a matter of 40, 50 seconds. And I ask you, what kind of judgment can that be? Can this solve the key issues of laws that have been raised? Or have they announced a predetermined position so that they can go back and then write and give justification on how they arrived at this decision today? Why the rush? We are raising this alarm that we had almost 14 days to the expiration of the time to hear this appeal. And all of a sudden, they had the appeal. They didn't even allow our people to make serious argument on those issues, as if to say the mind was already made up. And you heard when they said that they have been looking at our case in the last 2 weeks. So even before the panel was set up, they have already come to a conclusion what will be the decision today. We weep, not because we lost today, but because they have sent a message loud and clear to Nigerian people that whatever means you want to use to win an election, and anybody who wants to challenge you to the Supreme Court can go ahead and waste his time. They have finally told Nigeria it's a waste of time coming to the Supreme Court. Because the expectation of Nigerian people on this matter have not been met. We were basically told, go to hell. And this judgment is a shock to us because we couldn't believe that things can get to this kind of level. We don't accept it. It's turning of the law and the method upside down. And going by the fact that we have raised the concern that we do not agree to Justice Tanko Muhammad composing a panel that is in breach of order of seniority. 90% of that. And I borrowed the words of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2007 7 is saying that this is ridiculous, this is a joke, is unacceptable. And the Supreme Court to tell Nigeria they don't care about public perception to do what they did today, just to keep one man in office. Not like the one man had been so excellent in governance. So whatever happens from here today to Nigerian people, in terms of insecurity, in terms of economic crisis, they should always know that it is the decision the Chief Justice of the Federation did today that is behind it. So it's a sad day for us, not just only for the opposition, but for the entire Nigerian people. And we are weeping profusely for this.